Today we're in the trunk of my 1998 Pontiac Grand Prix, and we're going to remove this left taillight assembly to change the bulbs. There's only one bulb that I'm missing. There's three bulbs in here. There's a side marker light bulb, of course the stop and turn lamp, and then the backup lamp. And this job is not too bad of a pain in the ass, but it's enough that if I'm going to take this thing apart, I'm changing all the bulbs and do all three at the same time. So we're going to remove this. Now, there was a body style change in '98. This was the first year with this body style, so I don't know if this will work on Grand Prix prior to '98, but from '98 for the next few years this should work. This might also work on a Grand Am, I'm not sure. But for my car anyway, we're going to take a look at this and see how this goes. So in order to remove this light assembly, we're going to go inside the trunk. There's 4 screws you're going to remove, 4 thumb screws, wing nuts, whatever you want to call them, in the trunk here. 2 of them are visible. I'm sorry, 3 of them are visible. There's the lower trunk net hook, and then the upper trunk net hook, and then there's a screw right there. The other one is hidden behind the carpeting here, the mat. So what we're going to do is we're going to start by this lower trunk net. Of course, you're going to remove, if your trunk net is hooked up, you're going to unhook it from these hooks. And I've got most of these screws started already just for time saving purposes, but so there's one. Set that aside, and then you can pull, once you get the lower screw off, you can pull this carpet assembly away here carefully over the holes of the other 2 screws here so you don't tear your trunk liner. And then once you got that, pull it aside, and then there's the lower one we just removed. Here's the upper trunk net hook. Remove that. And then the other 2 screws, thumb screws, wing nuts, whatever you want to call them. The one is up here a little higher, and again I have mine pre-started. These were kind of hard to unscrew, so it might take a little work. And then the other one that's hidden is just right down from it inside. It's this one right here, and you're going to remove that. So you have 4 to do. Now, one thing that might help you, if you notice this, well, maybe it shows better on the other one. You'll notice the head of this is the same shape as a bolt. And now this is not the trunk net hole, wing nuts. These are the other 2, and it's in the shape of a bolt head, you'll notice. And that wrench that will help you with this is a 13 millimeter. Sorry, 11 millimeter. So if you have an 11 millimeter socket, you'll notice that this will fit in nicely right over that. And so if it's on too tight, you can use an 11 millimeter to loosen those up. Okay, but that basically is all you got to do, is just remove the lower trunk net holder, the upper trunk net holder, the one wing nut that's right here, and the other wing nut that's right here. Now, once you have those off, the taillight assembly will just pull out. And you have the side marker, the brake light, turn signal, and the backup light. So then you just pinch. There's a little tab here that you have to pinch to get past this little post, and you just pinch that thing and give it a twist. There's the backup bulb, and pinch the thing and give it a twist. There's the turn signal bulb, and no little tab to pinch here. You just twist, and there is the side marker. I've already removed the side marker to go to the store to compare size. So there's your 3 bulbs, and then you can set this aside so it doesn't fall off. I'll put it in the trunk. And then these bulbs are not, if you're familiar with most bulbs, most light bulbs in cars, they are a push and twist type of a setup. Well, this Pontiac is not this way. This is just a pull out. So what you'll do is you just pull out, and it's got a little fin on it, a little tab, whatever you want to call it. Looks like that. It is not a round based bulb. It does not push and twist. You just pull it out. It's a flat blade looking bulb. Okay, and then you just replace them accordingly. If you have lost your book and you don't know what they are, the backup bulb, the one I just pulled out, is a 3156. The tail light bulb, this one here, the next one in, the tail light bulb, is a 3057, and the side marker bulb, tiny little side marker, is a 194. So there you go, that's it. And then of course you just replace the bulbs, put that back in, re-secure the tail light assembly with the 4 wing nuts in the correct place, and you now have got 3 new bulbs in your tail light. One more thing to notice, these are the 2 fasteners for the upper and lower trunk net. The ones that go, the lower screw right there, the lower post, and then on the upper post there. You'll notice that even though they look the same on top or similar, they have the little hooks in them for the net, the bases are different. That's the broader bottom base, and this one is just a little narrower base. Keep in mind that when you're putting your lining back together, that this trunk net is actually a fastener that holds the tail light in. I might have misled or misspoke during the first part of this video. You remove 4 of these screws, but only 3 actually hold the tail light assembly in. The 4th one that doesn't is this lower tail trunk net hook. That just goes over the base of the screw here, and this lower one. Make sure that, and that's the one that does not hold the tail light assembly in. So make sure that when you're putting your tail light back in, you get the correct trunk net, thumb screw, wing nut, whatever, on the upper bolt. The broader based one definitely goes on this upper screw post, because that is actually one that actually holds the tail light assembly into place. And again, that lower trunk net hook thumb screw doesn't hold the tail light in place at all. That just screws onto that post for the hook. So anyway, so that is it for the rest of this. Job is complete. 3 new bulbs.